Read Aloud is the first scored question type of the PTE Academic test. Before the 7th of August 2025, it was the most important question types, contributing heavily to reading and significantly to speaking. However, after the August 7 changes, the importance of Read Aloud has reduced slightly. And it is very important for test takers to understand exactly how and why. Previously, Read Aloud contributed to both reading and speaking. Now, it contributes only to the speaking module. Earlier, it used to contribute roughly 30% of the speaking score. After the update, it contributes only about 9.4%. So, here's the good news. Even if a test taker does not perform well in Read Aloud, it is no longer the end of your speaking or reading module. Hi everyone, this is Rashed from Ace Language, and as a PTE trainer, I always make it a point to stay updated. And that's why I keep taking the PTE test myself. Recently, I took the PTE Academic test again to test whether our existing strategies still work and whether students can still score a perfect 90 using even simpler techniques. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, I scored overall 90, with the speaking and writing 90 each and reading and listening 88 in each modules. In today's video, we will focus on the first scored question type of PTE Academic test, that is, Read Aloud. And at the end of this video, I will share a very popular shortcut strategy that I personally used in this exam, and I will show you exactly how you can use it to your advantage. Let's start with the basics. Read Aloud is the first scored question type in the PTE Academic test. It contributes 9.4% towards the speaking module. Each Read Aloud passage is around 60 to 70 words long. The preparation time can be between 30 or 35 or 40 seconds, and your answering time is exactly the same as your preparation time. You will usually get 6 to 7 questions of Read Aloud in the PTE test. And very importantly, there is no human checking involved. Read Aloud has 3 marking criteria. The first one is content, and the maximum points for content depend on the length of the text. The second one is oral fluency, which carries 5 points. And the third is pronunciation, which also carries 5 points. Content simply means reading exactly what is displayed on the screen. You are not supposed to add, replace, or omit any word. Each replacement, omission, or insertion will be counted as one error. So, if you want full marks in content, the best approach is to read the entire text exactly as it appears. Oral fluency represents a smooth rhythm. Your speech should flow naturally without awkward pauses, hesitation, repetition, or false start. To score full marks in fluency, you should read punctuation to punctuation in a single stride. You do not need to read too fast, and of course, you do not need to read too slowly as well. Natural, smooth, and continuous speech is what the system looks for in the real exam. Now, let's talk about pronunciation, which is very often misunderstood as accent. Pronunciation in the PTE test has nothing to do with your accent. Pronunciation means clarity. As long as your words are clear and understandable, you are doing a great job. Two very important aspects of pronunciation are connected speech, that is continuous speech or reading in one singular stride, and stress. Connected speech means reading smoothly by linking words together naturally, sometimes by using assimilation or sometimes by using deletion. Stress means emphasizing keywords by pronouncing them slightly louder or clearer compared to the other words of the sentence. Now, let's talk about how to use your preparation time effectively, because this is where read aloud is actually won. During the preparation time, prepare a bit loudly instead of reading them on your mind or in your head. Identify difficult words and practice pronouncing them a few times. When you are speaking, make sure you speak in a group and chunk and plan where you will stop or pause naturally. Maintain a continuous speech, speak in a single stride, and apply stress, especially on words ending with S, ES, D, and T. When you complete your recording, make sure you submit straight away, that is, click the submit button, and never stay silent for more than 2 seconds. If you follow these simple rules, you will automatically improve your both fluency and pronunciation and secure a great score. Now, let's take a look at an example. During preparation time, I will read this example text slightly loudly to show you what exactly I do during the exam. We believe in the inherent value of research in the humanities and social sciences. Our research data agenda is given by the pursuit of new knowledge that will be of benefit to Australia and the world. We offer one of the most comprehensive programs in the humanities and social sciences in Australia and the Asia Pacific region. So, while preparing, I generally try to identify the words that are difficult to pronounce. For example, the word comprehensive. Let's say I have problem with that. So during preparation time, what I will do is I will practice it a few times. Let's do that. Comprehensive, comprehensive, comprehensive. If needed, that is, if I cannot pronounce it properly, I will break it down into syllable like sieve. Now, this is how I would read it in the actual exam. We believe in the inherent value of research in the humanities and social sciences. Our research data agenda is given by the pursuit of new knowledge that will be of benefit to Australia and the world. We offer one of the most comprehensive programs in the humanities and social sciences in Australia and the Asia Pacific region. If you find a word too difficult to pronounce, you can simply ignore it. And if you make a mistake, do not correct yourself. You may have noticed that I read punctuation to punctuation in a single stride without pausing or restarting. My words were connected, my pronunciation was clear, and I didn't rush. That is exactly how you should do read aloud. Let's try one more example. I'll prepare the same way. The core of the problem was the immense disparity between the country's productive capacity and the ability of people to consume. Great innovations in productive techniques during and after the war raised the output of industry beyond the purchasing capacity of US farmers and wage earners. Now I will answer it. The core of the problem was the immense disparity between the country's productive capacity and the ability of people to consume. Great innovations in productive techniques during and after the war raised the output of industry beyond the purchasing capacity of US farmers and wage earners. I chose this example to show you something very important. This passage doesn't have any short sentences, so punctuation to punctuation technique isn't really practical. Here, I used chunking and natural breathing points, often using conjunction to maintain my flow or rhythm. Now, while all these strategies are excellent, during my actual exam, I followed a very simple approach called the one-line strategy, and it worked perfectly. Here is the pro tip for you. If during the preparation time you realize that you cannot maintain fluency and pronunciation for the entire passage, you can simply read one full sentence clearly and fluently. Let's assume that this is the passage on the screen. An innovative new product or service can give a firm a head start over its rivals, which can be difficult for a new entrant to overcome. If the new technology is also patented, then other firms cannot simply copy its design. It is legally protected. Let's say I'm struggling with the full passage. What I will do? I will just read the first sentence starting from an and ending on overcome. An innovative new product or service can give a firm a head start over its rivals, which can be difficult for a new entrant to overcome. Notice how I read the entire sentence in one single stride with clarity, confidence, and no hesitation. That is the one line strategy, and yes, it is completely valid, and yes, it is working. So, what are you waiting for? Start practicing today that so that you can achieve your desired PTE score in your PTE exam in 2026. If you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out to us at 0188998291 in Bangladesh and 0456446963 in Australia. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. Happy practicing.